what's going on, you guys? It's Toby's Talk Show, and today we are back with another episode, and we are talking about NBA free agency. I was gonna make a prediction video, I didn't. I just didn't have the time. I'm a little busy right now. I just got back from camp, but we are here talking about free agency and all the signings. I don't want to waste all your guys' time. I want to go quick with it. Name the players, name my first initial reaction, and move on. So I have a list in alphabetical order, and we'll just read it from there. And if it's people, it doesn't really matter. We'll skip and whatever. All right, Jared Allen, 5-year, $100 million contract with the Cavaliers. Could be a little overpricey, but Jared Allen is an amazing player who could give you the little bit of the lob threat. But he's just an amazing rebounder and is an amazing blocker. I'm scared that's what Mitchell Robinson's going to ask for. We'll see. As a Knicks fan, that scares me, but I think that's the max you give someone like Jared Allen who doesn't have any offensive potential. But him and Mobley could be really, really dirty. So I get why you'd make that risk, and you could always trade Jared Allen if need be. Trevor Ariza signed to the Lakers, good for him. Lonzo Ball agrees to a 4-year, $85 million deal with Chicago. Probably probably the biggest news, honestly, popularity-wise at least. Lonzo's a great player. I think he's a perfect fit with the Bulls. I wanted him on the Knicks. Him and Zach LaVine, the light-skinned backcourt's going to be dirty. But does he bring them up a tier? Like now they're probably a playoff team. In that 6, 7, 8 seed realm. Maybe though, if you're a 7 or 8 seed, you're gonna have to play in the play-in tournament. I think he'll help them a lot. I think this sucks for Kobe White. I think Lonzo Ball is perfect for them. I think they needed someone that could facilitate. They weren't a great transition team last year, and so he could really help their transition, help their defense a lot, which was terrible last year. And that's what Lonzo brings. So if Lonzo hits his shots, plays the defense, and makes the Bulls go play quicker, then it's worth the $21-22 million. Will Barton goes to the Nuggets. Good piece that they needed back, so good for both of them. Nicholas Batum goes back to the Clippers. He was a surprise this year, even though I didn't think he'd be as he was a small cog in the whole machine, but he played his role perfectly and really surprised me just to how good he was. He was hitting his shots and played the defense. That's all he needed to do. Bazemore to the Lakers, cool for him. Nemanja Bjelica to the Warriors, good for him. Sterling Brown to the Mavericks. The Mavericks kind of disappointed me. Reggie Bullock is a great pickup for them. 3 years, $30 million as a Knicks fan. I watched this man play for 72 games plus the playoffs, so 77 games last year. And he's a great player, 3 and D guy. He can't really create a shot for himself. But you could put him on your first or second best option, have him sit in the corner, let Luka just pass in the ball. That's what Randall did last year. The Mavericks need to make a move, man, because you can't keep having Luka try to do it all by himself. They still don't have a second guy. They don't even have someone that would be considered a third guy in other teams. They do not have someone that can create their own shot. Tim Hardaway can a little bit, but they need another star, not even a superstar. Give him a star at least. Come on. The Knicks we'll talk about the Knicks quickly because I just saw Alec Burks. The Knicks. They re-signed their 3. They had 4 key pieces, one of them being Reggie Bullock that left. So they chose Alec Burks over Reggie Bullock. It's pretty much the same exact deal, and brought back no well Derrick Rose. And pretty much they upgraded Bullock with Evan Fournier. The defense got a little bit worse. The shot creation and offense got a little better, which we honestly needed more than the defense. And I don't know. I think it sucks because as a Knicks fan, you kind of were hoping for a little bit more, but you understand why they did it. They brought back the pieces that helped the Knicks succeed last year. They improved. Talent-wise a little bit, and you still have $9 million of cap space to spend if you'd like, but we're gonna be okay. We'll be like the Bulls, a 6 through 8 team, in my opinion, seed, fighting for a playoff spot. I don't know if the young guys continue to get better, like RJ, Mitch, IQ, Obi, then we'll be fine. These guys are all solid players. Like if you think about it, if we had 2-3 stars on this team, and these guys were our supporting cast, that'd be very, very good. We just need a star. That's all the Knicks really need. Jimmy Butler, max extension. That's a little scary for me. I get it. Jimmy Butler is a top 12 player right now. All NBA, all defensive first team. He might have gotten second team, but he deserved first team. And could still score the ball. Three's not there. But he could still score the ball. Give you 20, 25. But giving him like $45 million when he's 38 is a little scary. I think he could still be such a great player. You just don't know. Alex Cruz to the Bulls. Him and Lonzo's going to be great. That's a great. I think the Bulls had a great. The Bulls and the Rockets, I think, won free agency. I think the Wizards too. The Wizards got so much better, and the only thing they had to do was get rid of Westbrook and clear cap space for themselves. Think about that. They're gonna be solid this year. Caruso to the Bulls. I think that's another great defensive-minded guard. That could really help the team defensively. Good for Caruso for getting his bag. Collins signs a 3-year, $22 million deal. Don't ask. I did not understand. Collins has been hurt over and over again. He hasn't been on the court. He just got hurt again. So I don't know what the Spurs are thinking. Maybe they see something others don't. Conley goes back to the Jazz. They needed him back, and Conley took a pay cut basically to sign there. So Conley's an amazing guy. 24 million basically annually, which is obviously still so much money. But Kyle Lowry's getting 30. You could at least get like 28. But obviously he took a little bit of a pay cut to stay, which is really really cool. It's glad that they have a good relationship there. Torrey Craig, Pacers. He's a good bench guy. Kind of the replacement for Doug McDermott that left. Which I felt like he got a little overpaid, but Doug McDermott, people don't watch the Indiana Pacers. Let's be real. Doug McDermott has become a lot more than just a guy that can shoot threes. He's a good rebounder. He's a solid defender. He's scrappy. I like it for the Spurs. Let's see. Wayne Ellington back to the Lakers. Woohoo. Evan Fournier, the Knicks we talked about. Rudy Gay to the Jazz. I did not see that. Again, I woke up this morning like 30 minutes ago, so I didn't see everything. Okay, that's interesting. I like that. I like that for the Jazz. They need another three. All right, nice. All right, I like that a lot. That's my first genuine reaction to that. Because the Jazz are good, but they need another star there. And they're not getting it. But Rudy Gay, that's a solid piece for them. I like that. Only for $6 million too, with a player option. Shea got the max. That was expected. Devontae Graham to the Pelicans. I think the Pelicans had a sneaky good off season as well. Obviously, you lost Lonzo, but they still have $15 million to spend, unless they spent it last night that I don't know about. They pretty much replaced Lonzo Ball with Devontae Graham. They replaced Lonzo Ball, Eric Bledsoe, and Steven Adams with Devontae Graham, Trey Murphy, and Jonas Valanciunas. Honestly, that's not too bad. They didn't get drastically better, but I think they improved as a team. Michael Green back to the Nuggets, Jeff Green to the Nuggets. Okay. Blake Griffin to the Nets. They needed him back. Tim Hardaway gets a $74 million deal. 4 years ago, he got laughed at for that, but he really improved himself, so good for him. Rashawn Holmes back to the Kings. The Kings really needed their center back, and Rashawn getting $55 million. I'm very happy for him. He deserves it. Very underrated, under the radar guy. Lowry to the Heat. Obviously, the big news. They're going to be really, really good, and we'll talk about PJ Tucker too. We'll throw it in right now. They're going to be so good defensively. They're going to be really scary. Your defensive, at the end of the game in the playoffs lineups, all healthy is going to be Lowry, Duncan, or Harrow, whoever's playing better, most likely. Butler, Tucker, Adebayo, the four of them, and then it doesn't even matter that Duncan and Tyler aren't good defenders. Those four are going to literally eat you. They're not going to let you score. Let's see, TJ McConnell back to the Pacers. He got a good deal. Good for him. Chris Paul back to the Suns. I don't understand why they gave him that long of a deal. That's a long deal. He'll be 40 basically, making $30 million. But they're what I'm seeing from people is they're expecting 2 good years from Paul, and then they're basically paying for 2 good years and then 2 okay years. That's what they're hoping for at least. Cameron Payne's agent. What are you doing? This man had a great playoffs, and he only gets $6 million a year basically. Come on, he could have got a lot more than that. I would have given him 10 from the Knicks. Duncan Robinson back with the Heat. I felt like that was expected, but he got a lot. Shooters get paid nowadays. They're how valuable they are. Gary Trent, 3 year $54. Trae Young gets $200 million extension. He deserves that, obviously. And then Norman Powell, I know, re-signed. I don't see that anywhere, but Norman Powell re-signed. Spencer Dinwiddie went to the Wizards. The Wizards had an also. Oh, I said that already. Jeez, I'm just going through so much things. I already talked about how the Wizards had an underrated free agency. We're waiting for Dennis Schroeder. It's funny, he was the one that was like, I need $100 million, and now no team has, that to give him. So we'll see what happens with him. Maybe he'll take a 1 year, $8 million deal from the Knicks, play for that and, say I messed up. But we'll see. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know, how you feel about your team down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.